In this video, we're going to be working on lesson 1.4, comparing ratio relationships. Let's go over our I can statement and highlight important information. By the end of this lesson, I can compare ratio relationships that are being shown using different representations. We're going to highlight a few things from this first one and talk about it, and then we may skip through the workbook problems. Learn. Use the graphs to compare the ratio relationships. Ratios for ingredients in dog food vary among companies that manufacture it. Company A advertises 25 grams of protein for every cup of dog food. I'm going to highlight that. That's important information. The relationship between protein and cups of dog food for two other companies is shown in this table and in this graph. So we have to compare these three things. How can you compare the ratios of protein of cups of dog food with the three companies? I'm going to highlight that question because that's what we need to answer. I'm going to move my paper up a little bit. The ratios for each of the three companies is shown using a different representation. To compare them, you can use the same representation for each, such as a graph. Let's highlight that because it's telling you one way that you can compare them is using this quick visual that's down here. Let's even put a star by that. They give you the ratios. It says the ratios for company C are already graphed. For company A, you have to generate the equal ratios. Here's the ordered pairs for company A. It's 1 to 25, 2 to 50, 3 to 75. And then company B, they're just pulling the numbers from up here, right here. Draw a dotted line through the points to determine which relationship has the steepest graph. So which relationship has the steepest graph? Put a star by that. That is going to be the theme throughout this lesson. The graph for company A is the steepest, and the graph for B is steeper than C. This means company A has the greatest ratio of protein in their dog food. You know what? Let's highlight company A is the steepest, and let's find it on here. It's this first line. Maybe even highlight there. Let's read over here for a second. Talk about it. If the ratio compared cups of dog food to protein, how would the graph change? Which line would be the steepest? It's saying basically take this and you're going to flip-flop them. So if they were switched, then C would have the steepest line. Very good, and flip it over. We're going to read example 1, and we're going to do this whole page, and then we'll skip the next one. Use the graphs to compare the ratio relationship. Paulo's Pizzeria advertises 24 pepperonis on every 12-inch pizza. That's important, so let's highlight it. Paulo's Pizza, 12 pepperonis on a 12-inch pizza. The relationship of pepperonis to pizza size for two other pizzerias is shown below. Slice of pie and the pizza place. Which pizzeria advertises the greatest ratio of pepperonis to its pizza size? Well, this means we have to compare the pizzas that have the same size in order to then compare the pepperonis on them. This says a 12-inch has 24 pepperonis. Slice of pie on a 12-inch has 18 pepperonis on their 12-inch. And if I look over here, pizza size, I need to find 12. and then if I go up, it will tell me how many slices of pepperoni. And there are 30 slices on this pizza. I'm going to go down here. If I read all of this, this actually tells me what the answer is. So we're going to highlight it. It says the graph for the pizza place is the steepest, and the graph for Paulo's Pizzeria is steeper than the graph for the slice of pie. This means that the pizza place has the greatest ratio of pepperonis to pizza size in inches, followed by Paulo, and then slice of pie. I'm going to go back up for a second to the think about it. Just by studying the table, which pizzeria, slice of pie, or Paulo's Pizzeria has more pepperonis on a 12-inch? Well, we could write down the ratio for slice of pie, and we find that it's 12 to 18. And if we compare that to Paulo, it says 24 pepperonis on a 12-inch, so they are 12 to 24. You can see Paulo has more. I'm going to go to the talk about it. How many more pepperonis would be on an 18-inch pizza from the pizza place than on an 18-inch pizza from Paulo's Pizzeria? Well, let's compare the two. Let's write pizza place on the left, and let's draw a line down the middle and compare that to Paulo's. We know that pizza place has 8 to 20 as a ratio, and if we simplify it, then we're going to be able to scale that back up to match the 18 inches. If I divide 8 and 20 both by 4, I'm going to show it off to the side, I get 2 to 5. Now that I have that, I can scale these inches back up to 18. 2 times 9 is 18. So I need to do 5 times 9. 45. On Paulo's, we start with 12 to 24. And if we simplify this, we divide by 12. That's the biggest number that divides them. It has a 1 to 2 ratio. Let's scale that up to 18, just like we did the other one. So we have to times both sides by 18. And 18 2 times is 36. Here we can see pizza place has more than Paulo's. We want to know how many more. Well, we have to do 45 minus 36, 9 more. I'm going to pause there, and I want you to flip in your workbook to page 35, and we're going to do some practice problems together.